Good morning. So everybody got their coffee? We all refreshed? Well, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a minute, and I don't want you to think this is nap time. We're not getting a break. So close your eyes and call to mind the very best of Louisiana. That could be festivals, that could be hunting and fishing, that could be family. And keep your eyes closed for a minute, and we're going to imagine together an even better version of our state. Imagine a Louisiana where every child has what he or she needs to unlock their God-given potential because we've nurtured their gifts and talents in a way that sets them up for a life of success. Imagine a Louisiana where every family finds a school that fits their values. Imagine a Louisiana where the needs of every special needs child are met. Imagine a Louisiana where we don't have to worry about family safety because we've cut off the lures of criminal activity by allowing people to see lives of productivity and prosperity. Imagine a Louisiana where we don't have to worry about our kids and our grandkids leaving the state for opportunity because innovators and job creators are flocking to our state to take advantage of our rich natural resources, our talent, and our infrastructure. Okay, now if you kept your eyes closed and you followed instructions, I want you to open your eyes and we're going to talk about how we build a K-12 education system in our state that sets Louisiana up to win. Y'all ready? Yeah. All right. Every day, organizations like ours at the Baton Rouge Alliance for Students and so many others in this room wake up thinking about how we build a quality K-12 public education system in our state because we believe in the innate potential for greatness in every child, but also because we believe in the potential for greatness of Louisiana. They say every world changer's work begins with a broken heart, and my heart breaks when I think about young people who aren't prepared in ways that allow them to live lives of their dreams. When I was growing up, I never would have thought that my work would be in education. I should have known because my mom was a career educator, but I denied it for a while. But my own family story is so deeply rooted in access to high quality education that I think my destiny was inescapable. My grandfather, my mom's dad, had to drop out of school early to help support his family. And as a result, he couldn't read or write. But he made sure that every one of his 8 children had the opportunity to go to college if they wanted. And as a result of that, I have the opportunity to sit in places that he could not have imagined for me, to be in rooms like this one today, and to have opportunities that he could not have dreamed for me. And that is the American dream. But I believe that every family wants better for the next generation. But because we live in a state where generational poverty has been so deep and access to a high quality education has been so difficult to navigate at times, so many families don't know how to get that for their kids. And that means it's up to each of us in this room to make sure that every child has what they need in order to be successful. And there's good news on that front. You heard them talking about it before, and we've been talking about it a lot in Louisiana. For once, as Louisianians, we have the opportunity to be at the top of one of the good lists. We were one of the few bright spots when the nation's report card was released recently, and we're making real gains at what I call challenging the belief gap. We are setting the conditions for every child in our state to be successful. That you don't have to be lucky enough to be born into the right family to access a good education. We are doing the hard work to make sure that all of our children are well educated. And I want to applaud our state superintendent, Dr. Cade Brumley, our Bessie leaders, and so many others who have been doing that hard work, our policymakers, our legislators. Yes, we should definitely give them a round of applause, y'all. I want to applaud them for doing the hard work on behalf of Louisiana's children. And like Dr. Brumley said, we have a moment to celebrate, But we also need to use this moment as a catalyst. We need to use this moment to build on the momentum of what has come before us to make sure that we set the next great chapter in Louisiana's comeback story by doing the right things now. Y'all ready? I'm gonna tell you what the right things are, okay? There are 5 things that we have to do as a state if we want to continue to win for Louisiana's kids. Number 1, accountability. I know that nobody is excited about standardized tests. They're hard for kids, they're hard for educators, they're difficult, but we have one of the nation's leading accountability systems. We do a great job of telling families and students how schools are performing, and we have to hold the line on that. I am old enough, I might not look like it today, but I am old enough to remember a time in this state before No Child Left Behind and before we had a strong accountability system. And I will tell you that we had valedictorians in rural parishes who couldn't read. We had valedictorians in rural parishes who could not read. It is very important that we stay the course on accountability. That system is not perfect, no one's is, but we have to stay the course on having a strong accountability system that tells people how schools are performing with kids. Number 2, school quality. Dr. Brumley and also Dr. Pam Schooler at the Recovery School District are doing hard work on behalf of children. They are telling schools that if you have kids who are not performing, if you are a school that has been underperforming for decades, you have to close. We can't have kids sitting in classrooms where they are not getting what they need for generations. We have to grow what works and close what doesn't. And regardless of school type, that could be a traditional district school and that could be a charter school. We have to grow what works and we have to close what doesn't. Number 3, choice. I have 4 very different children, and each one of them needs a school that fits their needs as a learner and fits my values as a parent. And I want them to have access to whether that is a classical education for Calla or a STEM education for Chandler. They should have access to a school that fits what they need as a learner and what I want for them as a parent. And we have a great choice environment in Louisiana. We have one of the best in the country, but there's always more to be done to continue to create a rich environment where every family sees a school that fits their kids' needs. Number 4, educators. My mom is a retired educator. All she does is spoil her grandkids now. But she's a retired educator, and she came home from school every day really tired. But we aren't attracting our best and brightest into Louisiana's classrooms to serve our kids anymore. And we aren't doing that because we aren't compensating them in a way that values the hard work that they are doing on behalf of our children. We have to compensate them fairly, and we have to create an environment in classrooms where they are valued and supported to do the hard work to educate our next generation of kids. And finally, number 5, transparency. If you take public money to educate Louisiana's kids, we have to know how you are spending it on student outcomes. We have to have access to the resources that tell us how you are, access to the information that tells us how are you spending those resources on serving Louisiana's kids. A few years ago in the legislature, Senator Rick Edmonds had a bill that would have required every Louisiana public school district to submit to the open checkbook. And that was at a time when we had millions of dollars in ESSER money flowing into the state. And that bill passed and then was subsequently vetoed by our then governor. But I am not sure that every dollar that flowed into the state post-pandemic was spent in the ways that it can best impact student outcomes. And we can never let that happen again. We have to have full transparency in how public dollars are being spent on students' education. 5 things, y'all. It's simple, but it's 5 things for the future of our state. If we want to use this particular moment as the catalyst for the next great chapter, for the comeback story of Louisiana, not just the comeback story, but an even better Louisiana than we could have ever imagined, this is the work. This is all of our work together on behalf of Louisiana's children. They are counting on us to get it right. They are counting on us to dream big and work hard on their behalf. Thank you.